Well, just recently, one way that I've seen God work generously in my life is just bringing a sense of peace. I'm scheduled to have total left hip replacement surgery. I had one back in '99 on the right side, and it's just the whole matter of just coordinating, time off from work, what it's going to cost, when to schedule it, and just all that coordinating. And we had kind of scheduled a time in December and just wasn't feeling at peace about just all the matters involved. And just the wife and I said we just literally have to get on our hands and knees. We've been praying about it, but just taking it to that next level. And just amazing how when God answered our prayers as to when we should do it and just the coordinating of scheduling, we just have that peace. And going into surgery, nothing better than to be at peace because we know the healing process and that God's hand's involved in this. So I praise God for just bringing us the peace for this upcoming surgery.
One way God has really shown His work in my life recently is giving me the strength and knowledge to help me through my classes and through school, and has really helped me know that He has a plan for me.
One way that I've seen God working in my life is that I've learned how to serve others with joy. And even though I don't think that sometimes I have the greatest voice to offer God, or that I have know anything about serving Him in the area of theater, arts, I still am able to serve Him because it's Him who works through me. And my whole family has come alongside me and been serving with me, which is just such joy. And we love getting to know and connecting with others at Westwood.
So like 9 years ago, I was laid off from a job that I thought was with a company I was going to retire with. I didn't like it, obviously. I went through almost nearly a year of unemployment, ultimately landing a job at a company here in town that treats heart disease. And it was recently that my son was diagnosed with supraventricular tachycardia, which is heart beating too fast. We've discovered that during basketball his heart was beating at over 350 beats per minute. The job that I am in, gave me the connections that I needed, and God worked in a way that we found the perfect surgeon at the perfect time, that my son needed it. Had God never taken the one job away from me so that I could wait patiently for this job that He's given me, I would not have had the connections that ultimately saved his life.
One way God has been at work in my life recently is I've had the opportunity to go to Bethel University, and I'm earning my master's degree in psychology. And if you had told me that I would be doing that, even as early as a year ago, I never would have believed that. But my heart for helping those who have experienced abuse or have been victimized by human trafficking started to grow about a year ago, and I have landed at Bethel, and there is nothing more in my life than I'd desire to turn back and help others who have traveled the same route. Being here at Westwood has allowed me to heal from the victimization I experienced as a child and into my young adult years. So there's no greater blessing, and it's only because of the love and the life and the learning that I've done here about what life in Jesus Christ looks like by attending Westwood. And there is nothing better than that.
Generosity has impacted my life because I really like to serve people. So I'm on the student service team, and also during Christmas time I love to pick off the little tags off the trees and go buy presents for the kids who their parents can't afford to buy them gifts. So it's something I really look forward to doing.
God has worked in my life in many, many ways. I've came from a very dysfunctional family where my father was a alcoholic. I have lived through dysfunctional family lifestyles. I've recently just had my sister pass away last summer of cancer. I'm also a 14-year cancer survivor, and just have lived through a coma and many other things, and yet at the same time, even in the devastation of my own marriage and relationships, he's constantly restoring them, and even my own children. And just to know that God can restore that brokenness and to leave that baggage behind and leave it at the foot of the cross.
I wanted to share how God has been working in my life recently. I'm a leader in the 9th grade boys upper room group meeting on Wednesday, and I've been fortunate enough to have been a leader for the same group of boys in both 7th and 8th grade, so I've had them for 3 years now with various other co-leaders. This summer, I was praying that God would give us more quality discussion time, because I know what these guys feel like at that age, and what kind of questions they have, stuff like that. And so I was really praying for impactful time with them during this fall session and winter session. And all I can say is God really does answer prayers, because it has been phenomenal this fall. We have had 30 to 40 minutes of small group time, and on some evenings we've had discussions the entire time where they bring up questions, incredible questions, such as, how do I know that Christianity is the path to God? What about other religions? In previous years, I would look at the clock and think, okay, we have 10 or 15 minutes left. This year, oftentimes we'll get to that cutoff point and we're still talking, and we could probably go on talking for another half an hour. That's how fantastic it's been. So that's how God's been working in my life this year.